Dan Myers in this joint. What's up, sir? What's up, Drax up here? You guys see me okay? We are on college campus today. I just got done talking to the security and the event coordinators and all the people in charge, and they are 100% supportive of our endeavor. So I got a table today. You guys see me? Can you guys see me? Can you hear me? Am I live? Where should I put this? Maybe I'll put it like over here so I can capture some good conversations. I can't even see. Okay. Let's see. All right, this might be good. Like right here. Yeah. Can you guys hear me? What's up, buddy? How's it going? How you doing? Okay, we got some people. All right, what's up, Drag? Okay, good. You can hear and see me. Perfect. So I'm gonna be out here as long as I can. What's up, buddy? Everyone's got earphones on. Guess that's how it is at school nowadays. All right, hopefully security knows. Hopefully they do. hopefully they got the word. So we're outside. We're at a college campus today. We're actually at a college campus that I graduated from, and we're hanging out. How are you guys doing today? Right now, class is still in session, so I think when it gets out in like 5 or 10 minutes, we'll have a whole myriad of people walk by. But we're ready to yield some sound information today. This kind of brings back memories. Nice school. Every once in a while, a friend of mine would run around the school, do a little jogging, even after we were not in school. Lost coverage? Are you guys getting me in here, or should I even do this live? If the reception's terrible, I'm not going to be able to do it. Hi there. So I might have to, if I can't go live, spend some time just filming long form style. Can you guys hear me? Okay, good. Okay, good. Dan, are you still in here? Dan? Okay, Drac, Martin, nice to see you guys. How you guys been? All right, we got some traffic. I feel like this is a good place to come, you know? We're here, and there's curious minds, young minds, and it's a place of education. So what better place to supplant this kind of dynamic, you know? And if this doesn't work out, or if nobody shows up, we'll go to, we'll hit up the city. Yep. What's up, buddy? How's it going? You want to try a few quick questions? Just 3. Don't want to take too much of your time. So have you ever heard of what veganism is? Do you know what the definition is? What do you think it is?
Just not eating like any animal products.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. That's very integral. But the actual definition goes a bit deeper. It's more so a rejection of using others for our own benefit. And in this kind of purview, we just extend others to animals via their kind of sentient capacities. Another question, the second question I ask is, are you against animal abuse in general?
No.
You're not. Okay, okay. So maybe logically, maybe a little consistent. So you can probably tell where I'm going. The third question, like, how can we collectively, or how can you be against it? And if you're already not against it, that's another thing. But how can you be against something if we're voting for it 3 times a day? But do you not see animals as sentient, or
They just taste good.
okay, that's interesting. But I would contest that they would feel different about that. Because we can agree that they have a brain, right? They have a heart, they have a central nervous system. They can feel pain just like you and me. So you're kind of in the camp of that doesn't matter to me. My taste buds are more important. I guess that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, okay. Well, there's not much further I can go with you then. I mean, I give you a card, but I don't think you'd look at it. All right, man. Wish me luck out of here.
Have a good day.
You too. Yikes. What's up, buddy? See, the wind is going to be an enemy here. What if I just did this? This is so stupid. I might have to just hold the sign. Let me see if I captured the shot there for that. Wow, this class is getting out soon. All right. Did you guys see that frame? Was he framed? Well, okay, heard. Thanks, Drac. We'll get closer. But did you? Okay, gotcha. Oh, boy. Hi there. You want to try a few quick questions? Just 3 questions, 3 minutes. That's it. You be on my YouTube live, though. Up to you. Come on, real quick, real quick. I'll give you a card here, too. My name's James. I'm just out here doing an awareness campaign today. What's your name?
My name is Reagan.
Oh, awesome. Well, nice to meet you. I love
Nice
that
to
name,
meet you
by the
too.
way.
Thank you.
So I asked 3 questions to people, and that's what the event is out here today. My first question is, have you heard the word veganism, and what do you think it
Oh
means?
yeah, it means that your diet is strictly veg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely integral to it. Like that's like a
Mm.
huge part, right? But it goes a bit deeper. I like to amplify that it has to do with rejecting exploitation. Basically, we extend to animals, being that they have eyes to see, noses to
Right.
breathe, a brain to think. Um, my second question is: Are you yourself against animal abuse?
Well, I'm not vegan, but
Gotcha. But in
I.
general, your heart. Like if you saw
Oh,
me with a
definitely.
dog, like right
I.
here, or you saw somebody with a dog and they were like kicking it, would you intervene? And
Definitely.
yes,
I
right?
sure will.
Your heart. So
Mhm.
we have now established that you have a vegan heart, 100%.
100%.
100%. So the third question is the tough one. And it basically, I ask, how can we be against something like animal abuse?
And
You
not
know where
do
I'm
it.
going. And still pay for it 3 times a day. So now I'm going to put you on the spot.
I think it's because we're so accustomed to
Yeah,
certain things.
big
It's
part of
kind
it.
of hard to
Yeah,
get out of habit. But I'm trying though. I'm not. It's not like I'm not there yet.
yeah.
I try.
Culture is such a big thing.
Absolutely.
Habit, culture, convenience, taste is a big one. These are all big reasons, and the main reasons that I guess people don't go vegan.
Right.
But I'm going to piggyback some extra questions on there. I know I said 3, but do you think those aspects, those like habit, taste, convenience, culture, should eclipse um, guardianship and kind of stewardship of our animals, and protecting them instead of, I hate to use the word, but it's the accurate word, exploiting them.
I mean, that is the aim. I now that I think about it.
Yeah,
But I feel like everything starts from within the house before we can go outside of it.
right.
So maybe I think more people should just start from there.
Yeah. Well, this is our inflection point. We have nowadays we have awareness, right? Like I'm
Right.
trying to spread awareness right now, and we know nutritionally we don't need anything from an animal, like literally zero. In fact, I'll even go further than that, and I'll say, not only do we need nothing from an animal, but eating animals harms us. So we're putting plaque promoting cholesterol, we're putting IGF-1, we're putting heterocyclic amines, we're putting TMAO, copious amounts of saturated fat, all of it into our vessel. And we can do that or we can not do that. So we're going to be healthier even so.
Hmm.
So it's a bonus, but the big bonus is for these guys right here.
That's true.
So what would stop you from going vegan? Because you're already vegan at heart. All it is taking like your values and your actions, and equilibrating them. That's all it is.
I don't think anything is stopping me because I am literally in the path. It's
Yeah.
just bad habits kind of sometimes outweigh the good
Before
habits.
you go, take my
Thank you.
card. Yeah.
And we're working on it. We'll
Yeah,
get
yeah,
there.
yeah. That's amazing. I love your heart. I love that you had the bravery to come over here. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. And just think about, before you go vegan, like we keep forcing these animals into slaughterhouses
Right.
until we go vegan. So
Right.
now it's like this beautiful utopia. So you came here for a reason today.
Mhm.
Thank you so
Mhm.
much.
All
Well,
right.
have a great day. Nice to meet you. Hi, guys. What's going on, everybody? Hi there. How are you? We're going to try a few quick questions. Gotcha, gotcha. Okay. Have a great day. Hi, everybody. Oh my, Marcus, thank you. That's so nice of you. All right, we got the team in here now. What's up, team? Marcus, I appreciate you. Thank you for doing the heart. Oh man, it's a pleasure to come out here to speak up for our little friends, and I love that you guys shore me up with support, and I love you all. I thought that last conversation was good. What's up, buddy? How's it going? You want to try a few quick questions? No. Oh, okay. Well, have a great day. All right, we got a hard no on that one. That was better, right, Jack? As far as getting her closer to the cam. I move slow, guys. Okay. I don't know if you've if you've been following me for a while. I get there. My technology, my style. I move slow, but once I get it, I can really take off. I think. We just got to get me to technological equilibrium here. What's going on, buddy? Oh, heck yeah. Let's go. 2025, we're going to start popping up at these colleges. That's it. Just spreading awareness. Very simple. Very simple. What's going on, buddy? All right, we're moving. We're moving. But it's time to kind of get that word in the air everywhere. And time to, I mean, it's not fair to the little sentient creatures that have no say in the matter. You know what I mean? What's up, buddy? All right. Everyone's got earphones on today. Man, that first guy was a little scary, huh? Keep an eye on him. He literally said, I don't care about animals. What's up, buddy? You want to try a few quick questions? YouTube Live. All right. Have a great day. So I'm going to sell it. YouTube Live. Get on TV. Be a star. What's going on, buddy? All right. All right, so we should have people getting out of classes now. We'll intercept, hopefully, many people for some interviews. All right, Marcos, enjoy the sunset. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for that. I thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Enjoy that sunset. We actually got some beautiful weather here today. A little nicer, and the breeze isn't insanely bad. So I can actually have a sign uh, without blowing over. Um, Anybody new in here, yeah, like and subscribe if you can. We're out here just speaking up for the animals today, doing a little awareness campaign at the college, and hopefully changing some hearts and minds. We'll see what happens. What's up, buddy? Hi there. How are you? You want to try a few quick questions? YouTube live? Oh, didn't even flinch. Oh, okay. So it's just three questions, right? My first question is, do you know, or what's your definition of veganism?
It's just someone who like doesn't eat animal byproducts, right?
Yes, and totally integral, and that's totally a part of the definition. I like to amplify a little bit and mention that it goes a bit deeper than that. It's more so a rejection of the exploitation of animals for anything. It could be animal testing. It could be, circuses. It winds up on food so much because consequentially, that's the main thing that they're involved with.
Yeah.
My second question is, are you against animal abuse in general?
Yes.
Okay, reflexively, right? Okay, so this is a whole idea of the experiment is kind of an inflection point where we just ask ourselves, like collectively, if we're against something like our values, how does that consistent if we're paying for that three times a day? Because abuse isn't even the right word for what we're paying for. It's much higher than that. So, what do you think about that?
And like what means? Like,
As far as voting with the monetary ballot, like your dollar going up to the cash register and supporting something that shores up a system of violence. Like, I don't know if you know how dairy works, but the dairy industry in general is probably more violent and more egregious than the meat industry as far as its
I don't
whole.
consume dairy from that
Oh,
person
great,
personally.
good. I mean, it's not even meant for our bodies. It's not even meant for our bodies. But if you eat beef or chicken or whatever, like these animals are not only killed, but they're laughed at, they're spit on, they're essayed, all kinds of stuff behind the curtain that we're not privy to, and we're paying for it because we've always done it.
Okay.
So, what do you think about that? And I know I'm putting you on the spot, but that's the whole idea of this whole thing here,
I mean, I don't think animals should be abused,
right?
especially I feel like as humans we should have the means to not do what animals do in the wild and have animals die a painful death. I have to admit I'm not vegan, but I do use animal cruelty-free products. I don't do animal testing or anything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so you're aware. So you have a vegan heart, just like the last girl I talked to. By the way, I didn't mention I have a little YouTube live rolling right now, just so you know. You're so cool. You just walked right over. It's amazing. Most people just.
No, I don't want to
So
go to my next class.
there you go. See, this happened for a reason. Okay, so first, before I forget, before you go off to class, here's a card.
Okay.
There's a speech on there that will maybe enlighten you to a few things that you didn't know. But the thing is, the abuse thing, it's not abuse. It's much higher than abuse because there's rape involved, there's violence involved, there's what I just mentioned involved. And the companies might sugarcoat it and window dress it to say, oh, they're all in pastures, we take care of our animals. Even the best grass-fed farm, family raised, they're all going to the same slaughterhouse at the end of the day. And they're all going to be hung upside down. They'll have a heartless slaughterman take this big thing and just slice their neck wide open. And then for nothing, for meals we don't even remember in a week, you know. Do you think we need anything nutritionally from an animal?
I mean, there's supplements. I know that. We've gone pretty far as a society.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I can tell you, most consensus, I mean, almost all scientific consensus now laments that we don't need anything from an animal. I mean, even B12 is speculative, but you can, if you want to have the insurance of making sure you get B12, you can take a supplement. But other than that, like the whole nutrition argument's off the table. So my last question, I'm going to piggyback and forth. What would stop you from being vegan?
I mean, probably just because vegan products are really expensive.
Yes. I get that. I get that. But you can, and I say yes because that's a common response.
You look
Um,
familiar. Like, really familiar.
Maybe I am.
I
I don't know. I've been in the area forever.
don't know. Okay. I was gonna say you look like super familiar.
and
Now
I
I'm looking at
and I
you.
also get the doppelganger effect all the time from people around here because I have like three people that look like me in Annapolis. So I'm one of the doppelgangers, maybe, or maybe we've crossed paths.
Maybe.
Um, but I would even like before answering that question, I would say if there's a 10 to 20% premium on something and you have to pay a little extra, isn't that worth not being involved in this system or not involving yourself in this system? What do you think?
I mean, if you can, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I mean, also, not everyone can afford that.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of veganism also is kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's kind of very anti-poor.
Anti. I got you. I got you. You know that is a yes. Like, there are products like Beyond, Impossible, Gardein, all these products, right? You pay a premium for them. Yeah, they're a little more expensive, but the cheapest foods on the planet, like rice, beans, lentils, chickpeas, you name it. There's tons of different beans, tons of different legumes. They are like the cheapest foods on the planet, and if you get enough calories, you're good.
Wait,
Um,
you're against slaughterhouses. How
a
do you feel
hundred
about
percent.
hunting then?
Okay, so I mean,
Because
by
I don't,
design,
I
yeah.
don't eat from slaughterhouses. My
Okay,
family hunts deer. Deer
gotcha.
overpopulation.
Okay, I heard.
And my
Okay,
family
heard.
lives in Indiana, and there's a
Okay.
lot of deer overpopulation. They eat
Yeah.
venison.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, gotcha. I think the overpopulation thing can be tackled in other ways. I'll just say I think
You're
that
gonna move the deer somewhere else.
well, I mean, we're taking a very archaic measure. Like, we're literally unaliving them. Like, these are animals that have eyes to see, noses to breathe, brains to think, families. So, of course, by design, we don't like hunting. Just because we're taking everything away from someone for the sake of a yum yum or, yeah, nutritionally, it's crazy, and that's what we're doing. So I would say by default we're against hunting because the whole ethos, the whole idea of this kind of awareness campaign is to get people to think about their values, what they vote for with their dollar,
Hmm.
and what they vote for with actions. Um, so I would challenge you to think about that because you're in 2025 now, and you're going to be a leader of this new horizon that we're embarking on. And why not be a guardian, not a bully? That's all this is. That's all this is.
All right, I'll take it to heart definitely. Cause
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, I don't like things dying if they don't have to.
Right.
But also, humans are so structured on meat. We've always eaten meat. I guess it's a
Yes.
very harsh topic.
It really is, and it really gets temperatures up. I've been
Yeah.
doing this for a while, so I know I'm
You've
pretty.
gotten
I can
cursed
keep.
out yet?
Of course.
I know you
The
have.
guy last week said I can't. I don't want to say explicitives, but I mean there were some explicitives thrown, and he said I'm going to throw you into this river.
For what?
And yeah,
That's
so
not
my
nice.
friend's like he texted me because he saw the live stream. He's like, bro, it's time for you to look into security options, like personal security options. I'm like, dude, that's all good.
You're
Ah,
racist.
don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm
Um,
not gonna do it. I'm
no,
not
not
gonna
you. I
hurt
mean,
you.
don't jinx me. Don't jinx me.
No.
But that the reason why this is so emotive is because food is attached to habit and culture and family and so many memories. It's so emotive, and people think that we're trying to take away their freedom, where in essence, we're trying to amplify their freedoms. Because you're not consuming the energy. You're freeing yourself from that energy that you're consuming when you're eating animal products, and it's not a good energy because it's kind of a fear and a kind of a death type energy. So you're more free, and you have more options too. I mean, if you look into some of the options that the vegan diet yields, I mean, there's so many different edible plants out there, so many different foods you haven't explored yet that you can season, sauce, and texture to taste just like what you want it to taste like. I'll let you get to your class, though.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. What was your first name?
Annika.
Annika, I'm James. You got my card, so you'll see my YouTube channel there. I'll leave people with one thing. Until we go vegan, we just have to know that we're forcing these animals into slaughterhouses for us. That's the last thing I like to leave people with. So.
Also, don't ignore the people that are like threatening and harassing you. I think you should stick up for what you believe.
100%, and I'll take that
And also,
support.
they're not gonna do it. They're not.
Yeah. It's all good,
It's all it's all love.
You could use a little. It could be good TV. It could be good
I
TV.
think it's the ratings.
That's right.
Which
Well, we're
they
just trying to
say.
proliferate awareness. That's it.
Okay.
Cool. Well, nice to. Hey, good luck in your next class.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry you got to go to that class.
I'm sorry. I gotta go to that
Maybe I
class.
took up some of the time though. You don't have to experience as much of it.
Thank you so
Oh,
much. God
100%.
bless
Thank you.
everyone.
Ditto. Take care.
Thank you.
Can you guys hear me okay with the mic? Hi, Clara. How's it going? What's up, Steven? Oh no, Red Briar's in here. Red Briar's a character. Yeah, we're getting some good connections. And school, I don't know if it's a little light today, but it feels a little light today. This might be this might be the beginning of my next stream if there's like literally nobody here. But the cool thing is the people that walk by have open minds, and it's not like they're trying to get somewhere like for work. They have a little bit of time. So I kind of like this dynamic. Yeah. Red Briar, you need to go vegan, man. Let's grow up. Let's go vegan, and you can do it. I know you can do it. Listen to my friends in here, hopefully fielding your concerns. Nothing nutritionally we need from an animal. Hi there, how are you? How's it going? Nothing nutritionally. That argument's been off the table. Now we go from ethos. That's it. What's up, buddy? How's it going? You want to try the questions? Oh, right on, right on. Hope you get there on time. Yeah, Claire, check it out. I am on campus. I talked to security, I talked to the event coordinators, and we've arranged this for me for an hour and a half as an awareness campaign to the students. And so far, it's actually going pretty good. What's up, buddy? All right, but we're going to interface everybody today and see what happens. All right, security knows I'm here. We got another security guy passing slow. Yep. Isn't that cool? Yeah. So I decided to go a different route. Like I'm standing here with the sign. I have the sign right over here. So I can kind of be a little freer here, and I have cards so they can take one, or I can give them a card. And then I've planted the camera a little farther back. So, all right, let's see what Red Briar's saying. All beef and dairy is grass-fed. Oh my God. Red Briar, you need to read a book, dude. 90% of soy fed to animals. I love how people get on vegans for the soy consumption and how it's destroying agricultural, or how it's destroying land when so much soy is fed to animals for feed. And then soy on top of that gets demonized as far as its interanatomical health impacts, which is nothing. It's a phytoestrogen with 1/100th the potency of a mammalian estrogen. What's up, buddy? You want to try a few questions? 3 questions? I'm late for class. All right. Have a great one. Hope you get there on time. And everybody watch Game Changers on Netflix. You'll love it. All right, let's get Red Briar there, guys. Let's get him there. I feel like I got more vegans in the room on this one. Usually it's... What the heck? I hope he's not coming from me. We got sirens out here. Oh no, animal consuming trolls in here. This is a famous troll. Watch Game Changers and Dominion, still consume animals and animal products. Well, some people are just going to be left behind, bud. You know, you'll be left behind when the arc of history proceeds. You know, it's unfortunate because the energies you're voting for probably not aligned with your heart, even though you go to everybody's page to troll them. Unbelievable. Yeah, if you have a good question, please ask me while I'm in some downtime here, and we'll see what happens. 100%. Yep. Well, 99% of you, I don't think will continue, to be candid with you. I think 50% of people right now would go vegan if they had that choice and they knew what they were supporting. Anybody got a good question? Thanks, Claire. Claire's got some good things. She's floating here. Yeah. I mean, there's always people that get left behind during these injustices. What's up, buddy? Want to try a few questions? You want to try a few questions? You good? All right. Have a good one. And subscribe, everybody. Like, subscribe, share. Let's help proliferate this message far and wide. What about this guy? What's going on, sir? How are you? You want to try a few questions?
Question?
3 questions on why aren't you vegan yet?
Why am I not?
Yes. Only if you got some time. It only takes 3 minutes. But I might, make you aware of a few things you might not have known. Have you heard the word vegan before?
Yes, I have.
Do you know what it entails, like what veganism is?
Yeah, I'm not eating any of these.
Yeah, totally. That's definitely integral. That's a part of it, right?
Yeah.
If it has to do with, circuses, consequentially, we boycott that, right? If it's animal testing, we don't like that. But basically, it's a stance against violence and oppression, and we do that with our monetary vote and kind of taking away the dollar from certain systems of violence. Um, my second question is, are you against animal abuse?
I don't think any living thing take away from being an animal or whatever it is, but even trees, I don't think you should abuse it.
Well, do you know what sentience is? Have you heard of that?
Sentience. I think I have
It's
sentience.
it's basically an emerging property between. Pardon me, you're on my YouTube
Oh,
live too.
that's
Just so
okay.
you know, it's an emerging property or emerging property from having a nervous system and a brain, right? And we know that tree doesn't have that. We know it doesn't have a nervous system or a brain. We
Yeah.
do know they're alive, and we know they're intelligent.
Yeah.
We do know that. And on top of that, we know we're learning a lot more about plants as we progress and as we move forward
There's
into
a lot more we don't know.
new horizons. Yes, but one thing we definitely know is that these guys have eyes to see, just like you and me, a nose to breathe, hearts, families, and they have a subjective experience of their life here. And they're not as autotomic, like plants, where everything is kind of you cut it down, it grows back. You cut it down, it grows back, right?
Yeah.
Um, so my third question would be if you're against, say, animal abuse, your values, and you're against violence, how can we like equilibrate that when we're paying for it, like 1, 2, 3 times a day with our dollar? And that's the tough question. And this is where I put the limelight on you.
I don't know how to answer that.
It's a tough one.
Can you come again?
So if you're against animal abuse or if you're against violence,
Yeah.
how can you keep that value if you're paying for those things? Like not even softly, just very definitively, 3 times a day. Because the systems that we pay for when we pay for meat and cheese, and milk and eggs, like they're abhorrently worse than you can even imagine. Like the workers, it's bad for them too. Like the factory farm workers, they go crazy. But I mean, these animals get spit on, they get laughed at, they get
Yeah.
assaulted sexually. Everything behind the curtain that we're not privy to as consumers does still happen.
It does.
And then when we pay for it, we're saying, yes, I believe in this. I wanted this to be the change I see in the world, whether we know it or not. And my whole idea here is to bring it to awareness so we kind of are more aware.
So now I think I get the reason why aren't you vegan yet?
Yeah, yeah,
So we probably should invest in veganism more than
100%. See,
yeah.
and I like how you use the word invest. I mean, invest is kind of a monetary based word, but money's going to have something to do
Because
with
we
it.
do invest in, all these violence and abuse that goes towards animals,
Exactly.
right?
Great
If
point.
there was
Yeah.
no money going in there,
Yep.
if there's no market for us to eat,
Yeah.
no one's gonna buy it if you kill it. It's gonna go waste.
It,
You're just gonna leave them
and
alone.
then they'll stop bringing them into existence
Exactly.
for us to just kill. I mean, some people say, well, if everyone went vegan, there wouldn't be any cows to have a life. That's no life I would want to have, and I don't think they want to have that life either. So best not to bring them into existence. And nutritionally, we don't need anything from them. I've been vegan 12 years. My daughter's vegan since birth. No,
I've actually read about it though.
you okay?
I have.
Yeah, well, you I also question your sources of whatever you're reading. Make sure they're not tied to industrial narratives. That's one thing I like to lament to people too, because there's a lot of information out there that's tied to.
I try to limit my reading to like verified academic sources.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
where
the.
it's peer reviewed, and I can and also use my own conscience to decide as to
Yeah,
what I'm reading and does it really make sense to me?
yeah,
Is it logical? Is this
yes,
true? And not just take it like, okay, I read it, it's academic, so it must be true. No, 'cause
yeah, yeah, yeah,
everything can be questioned, right?
yeah, yeah.
So
Exactly. What
that's
do you
what
think about this? What would stop you from going vegan?
nothing.
Right?
It's just my own decision. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
It's your
just the
decision.
funny thing.
Yeah,
It's based on what you're exposed to for years.
yeah,
If you're exposed to something it becomes your habit,
So
and
true.
you take it like it's that is who I am. But truly, that's not who you are.
Yeah.
You can change anytime
You
you
can't,
want.
exactly. We get these things cemented by our parents. You
Exactly.
know, habit,
Right.
culture, convenience, and just familiar taste. It's all just compounded,
You
and
know, over time, you just stop asking questions because you think that is who I am.
it's inertia, right? It's inertia, and
Yeah.
it's inertia that is so formidable that sometimes it takes a sea change to kind of tackle that inertia, or a sea change of thought
What
or
made you
awareness.
stop eating meat, though?
Oh, so there's a speech on here. Take this before you go. The speech on the back you can scan it. On the other side, you'll see resources. But it was watching something like this online, but it was a speech that a guy did at Georgia Tech 13 years ago,
Mm.
and
So,
he
like, right after, a year after that, you stopped.
I went, okay, so I watched the speech the first time,
Mm.
and then all my defenses went up, and I said, you know what, this guy sucks. He's trying to take my freedom away. This is where my head was at. And I actually ridiculed him. I made fun of him. And then I watched it again in like a week. And after I watched it again, boom,
And then
vegan.
you became a believer.
Yeah, I became just vegan, boom, because I knew the extent of my dollar.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That's basically why. And I love how I'm going to backtrack. You said basically it is our choice, right? I mean, all effectively, yeah, it is your
Yeah.
choice. What I like to delve a little deeper into is that there's another choice involved, and we're kind of taking away the choice of that sentient being when we vote for the system. So if you are kind of a proponent of choice and freedom, you could permeate that to our animal brothers and sisters, and
Absolutely.
you know what I mean. So it's something to ponder. But I feel like you're already vegan, man. I feel like I'm talking to a vegan
Yeah,
right
I've
now.
tried it a couple of times, so
Yeah.
I'm on
Basis.
mm,
And there's something beautiful about that. And then the animals, they don't get brought into existence for you anymore. You're taking yourself out of this gamut of violence, and taking a stand and saying, I'm not going to follow orders from the control narratives anymore.
You know the funny thing, you make me remember something I saw online, and I saw how pigs are killed. It's brutal.
It's insane. Yeah.
Like, they make it look so harmless, but then you could see that that thing was alive 1 second, and the other second it stopped moving.
Insane. And when you
They
look into
shoot
their
them in the
eyes,
head.
they shoot them in the head, and
What
sometimes
the?
they're not
I
dead.
was, God.
Yeah, and sometimes they don't die from that too, and then they're still alive while they're being harvested. And it's just like the movie Saw or the movie Hostel, or think of any horror movie you've
So
seen.
gruesome. When I
Yeah,
saw it, when we were talking right now, then I remember. Okay, so that was what was going on.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was so insane, though.
It's insane. There's a movie on Amazon Prime called Pignorant where they go deep into that, and you
Really?
can you can see the pigs, and you can see their eyes. How the word fear, it doesn't do it justice. Like they're so scared, and then all of a sudden it's this movie's graphic. I'll tell you, but it's something that I think people need to see because it's literally what we're paying for.
Wow.
But that's your heart right there that
Yeah,
felt that.
it's
Just like when you see like a carrot being chopped up or like a tomato, you know, say you have that happening, and then you have a pig over here getting its throat slit wide open. Your heart is going to feel for that pig.
you know we don't think about that, right?
That's the
We
thing.
don't.
That we don't think
We
about it.
we don't.
Exactly.
If you don't think about it, you might not know what that
Yeah.
thing is going through.
Yeah.
You don't think about it.
One thing that got me really mad and solidified my decision to be vegan was that there's a reason we don't think about that. And it's these control narratives that have been around since space and time existed that are basically 1% of the 1%, and that have a vested interest of us keeping doing the same things we've
Why
been
is it so
doing.
popular
But
though? It's like it's
like
wrong, but
this?
it's so
Yeah,
popular,
yeah.
right? We eat meat. Technically, if you think deep into it, you realize that it's actually really wrong,
Yeah.
but it's so popular
So
that it
popular.
becomes like it's okay to do it
Yeah,
because everyone does it.
yeah,
You know, we advertise it, we cook chicken and fry
yeah.
it, and it's so nice. McDonald's, KFC, all of
Exactly.
that. and it's
Yeah.
so packaged so nicely, and you
Music,
want to taste it.
commercials.
Right.
It's
It's
like you want to be
everywhere.
included in this. You don't get FOMO if you're not. If I'm not trying the new chicken at Popeyes, I'm going to get FOMO. Yeah, I know what you mean. Exactly. And these are the commercials we see on TV. You're never going to see a commercial of me doing
No.
this. In fact, it's probably not safe to a certain extent, me doing this. I mean, it is, I think, if you just make sure you're taken care of on a, whole basis. But the commercials, that's all a product of the 99% control based narratives. Like going back to narratives, they make money off of agriculture, and it's to an insane tune. Like just one bellwether is animal agriculture gets subsidized 40 billion a year. So the government gives them $40 billion so they can underwrite cheap
How
meat.
much do you subsidize vegan stuff?
Oh my gosh. Vegetable farming gets to
It's
about
expensive, right?
vegetable farming gets about $100 million a year in subsidies, and that is compared to the 40 billion that animal ag gets. So
That's
we're talking a
massively
huge,
crazy.
huge spread. But that's just a bellwether to give you an idea of the strength of control narratives and how they're incentivized to keep influencing people to keep eating meat and cheese and milk and eggs. So I got angry because I've been putting this in my body, and not only am I doing something against my values, but I'm putting unhealthy shit into my body.
Absolutely. You know the funny thing? Now I'm getting back to what I've been thinking about, what I've been hearing for a while.
Yeah.
You know, people say vegetables and fruits are expensive, right?
Mm-hmm.
They say that a lot, like
Mm-hmm.
it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yo, we're surrounded by, like, I don't know how much water we have on Earth, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
And what does come out of water? Plants.
Yeah.
What are plants? Vegetables,
Yeah.
fruits, all of that. If we have abundance of that, why should it be expensive? Now I'm just thinking.
It's a
Like,
great
I'm just
question.
thinking on my
It
feet
is.
right now.
You're spitting truth. It's so true. It's so
So
true. We just touched on it. It's the subsidies. We get no
it's so
subsidies.
crazy though.
So everything's going to be. If a Big Mac wasn't subsidized, do you know how much a Big Mac would cost? $18. But because it's
Shit.
subsidized by government, it's whatever it is, $3. But if we did that for fruits and vegetables and actually had stewardship on our people, we could get fruits and vegetables to be very cheap because we would have them subsidized. So you made a great point there. Right, the water. I never thought about
Yeah,
that.
think about it. I mean,
Yeah, it's a great point. So I think you're vegan, and I think you're moments
I
away.
think
I
I
want you to
am.
watch that speech if you
I
can.
will.
Check out Gary Yourofsky. He did the speech, and just keep in mind that before you're vegan, you just keep sending animals to slaughter for you, and you don't need to.
Yeah,
I like to float that kind of hard truth at the end, just to have it in the air.
got it.
What's your name, man?
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, I'm Jimmy. Nice to meet you,
Nice
man. This was an
meeting you.
awesome conversation.
Absolutely.
Beautiful
You as well.
conversation. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Have a great rest of your day.
You.
Here. Hi, guys. Were we both in the shot there? I thought that was a pretty awesome conversation. I felt like he was already vegan curious. Uh, if you want, if anybody's new here, like and subscribe. Oh, it's on. Did you get my card?
Yeah, I
So if
did.
you
Yeah.
put in my name,
Yeah.
it's gonna come up. But the name of my YouTube channel is Vegan Sign Guy. So Vegan Sign Guy. It's not gonna be on there, but my name James.
Okay.
Put that name in, it'll pop Vegan Sign Guy up,
Got it.
and you'll see this conversation too. Cool. Take care, sir. Good. Nana Blue, what's going on? Drac, what'd you guys think? Cool conversation, huh? Cool guy. And he had some good points, I think. I noticed a lot of people walking by while I was talking with him were like, what's happening over there? So maybe we'll get some more people here. Caden, why is Caden mad? Caden, we're going to make you vegan before this live stream's over, dude. So if you're just getting here, we're out here on a college campus and we're talking to students today. We're asking them why they're not vegan. We're floating some pretty, hopefully, thoughtful concepts and, hopefully turning some people vegan today. I'm inspired by the people I've talked to so far. See if we can get these guys. And so far, I'm on a streak. What's going on, guys? You guys want to try a few questions? Want to try a few questions? Why aren't you vegan yet? YouTube Live.
I think I'm good, man.
All right, all right.
Thank you, though.
Have a great one, guys. You can do it, Caden. Come on. Caden, if you're against abuse and you're against violence, you should go vegan. But if you're not against them and you're not against violence, there's nothing I can do to help you. Just like that guy, the first guy that came over, and he's like, nope, not against animal abuse. I don't know if you guys caught that. And I said, well, this conversation's over, effectively. Oh, no. Do you like hot dogs? No, we don't like hot dogs. We like vegan hot dogs. Yes, Gary Rofsky, best speech you'll ever hear. Everybody go watch it. That's the vegan maker, man. You know, Gary is just absolute legend. I mean, I just love that man. And he's reachable too. Like if you email him, he emails you back. He always responds. And he's just so transparent with everything. What a legend to be on earth with us. What a legend. Cool. Anyway, Cav, okay. Why do we allow these major meat processing companies to be unchecked to the extent that they are? Yeah, great question. You know, not only the meat companies. I would say that it's a product. It's of monetary interest from individuals who benefit from it. All right, maybe we could switch the sign to the "Should we respect animals" in a little bit, but I kind of like the shock value of this one. I kind of like this one better, honestly. The other side's good sometimes. Depends on context, I think. All right. What was I saying? Yeah. So the reason that these companies go unchecked is because money. There's too much money to be made. Why put regulations on them when these certain individuals are putting new shutters on their houses, new rims on their cars, building wealth empires? It's all money. All agriculture. Come on, man. Round two. No, yeah. I was just kidding, but I mean, if just you want to. Of course, I'm on YouTube Live.
Oh, live.
Yeah, so you're live. Do you want to try?
No, I'm good.
All good, all good. We've had a lot of conversations out here today.
That's good.
Right? Have a great one, guys. Yeah, I mean, what does it come to? What does it come down to at all? Oh, there he is.
Got an idea.
Yeah.
Right there.
This darn
No,
thing.
watch this. There. Lift it up.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that might be genius. But then put it the other way, like turn it around, right? I guess. Let me see something. I think you have a genius idea. Let me do this. I didn't even think about that. How did you think about that? That's awesome. And then I get to just do this. Boom. Thank you. So far, it's been pretty good. We've had like
Okay,
4 or
here you
5
go.
conversations.
There you go. Just
Okay,
that
heard.
with you.
Heard. Must be displayed at all times. Heard that. Okay, cool. And my juice is going to last me a little while longer, so I won't be here for probably another, 45 minutes.
Maybe. All right.
Cool.
Okay.
Awesome. Thanks for coming by with that, Jerry. I appreciate the tip,
Okay.
too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wind, like I said, wind's your enemy. That's all.
Yeah.
Always got to try to figure that out.
Even 9 miles an hour.
Hey,
Even
that-
9
hey.
miles an hour. I mean, my gosh.
Oh.
Sometimes I deal with 35 miles an hour winds, and I'll have like an anchor for that, and I'll be holding the sign. But I was thinking I'd be good with 9 miles an hour to just do this.
Yeah.
It's incredible, All right, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Oh, I like that product. Vegan facts.
I don't know.
I love that. I love that.
Right. So we used to have a guy who was real scruffy, man. He was out here and he's got these things.
Oh yeah.
So, vegan.
Oh, so he had a vegan sign?
He had a little thing. It's like, a little piece of paper that was
Oh dear.
that he'd put in a plastic thing.
Yeah.
So, vegan.
Oh,
Animals and stuff.
I see.
You eat.
Different style. A different style. Wow.
But he was all hippied up.
Yeah. Yeah, there's different, I guess,
Like,
different,
He was like,
techniques,
"Yeah, I
approaches
just
to.
want to tell people about being vegan."
Yeah.
We're like, okay.
He had like the Woody
Go
Harrelson
ahead.
vibe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting.
It's all scrubbed up.
Oh, I'll try to keep it clean, you know.
I saw the police and I was like, oh no.
Oh my. Oh.
'Cause I could see it in the reflection out of the bookstore.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, they done got Jimmy.
Oh, I heard a siren at one point. I even told my friends, I'm like, oh crap, hopefully they're not coming. You know, have to get my Lilio energy out there and see what's going on. Sing to them. Well, have a good one, Jerry. I'll see if I can swing by on the way out. What's going on, man? You want to try a few questions? All good, all good. Have a good day. God, the wind is just killing us right now. What's going on, guys? Want to try a few questions? All right, have a great one. Take care. All right, if you're just getting here, we are on a college campus today. We are on good terms with events, event coordination, and like the Mr. Jerry there that you guys just saw. Security knows you're here. Anybody can do this. We can go out to public campuses, see what they gave me. They gave me this. It's just a little pass. It says I'm allowed to be here. And I'm out here holding this sign that says, "Why aren't you vegan yet?" 3 quick questions. And we're catching students as they walk by and asking them why they're not vegan yet, and how they can kind of equilibrate that spread in terms of being against something but paying for it 3 times a day. So, you know, if you ask me, we're in the right place. We're in a place where education happens and we're planting seeds. So let's see what else happens here. He gave me a vendor permit, and it says, this is cool, it says vegan facts. All right, how's everybody doing in the chat? Hey, a little sunshine in the house. What's going on? Yeah, they gave me a little pass. All right, welcome, guys. If you're just new to my channel, please support it and like and subscribe, you know, so we can keep on building out this channel. Building out different styles. So I'm here today, might be here maybe once a week. I'll hit here for the next 4 weeks until school's kind of out. Who's that? Oh, hey, vegan stoner lady, what's going on? Oh, great to see you too, and thanks for your activism. I've been watching a few of them. Hi, guys. Yeah, so I'm on a college campus today, and talking to students. We got a permit. We got a sign up, so I don't have to hold the sign. I got a table. I got something for the cards if they want to take a card. And I got this beautiful sign that Alexandra made me. One side it says, why aren't you vegan yet? And the other side, should we respect animals? Let's try this side now. We're gonna go with the should we respect animals. Maybe that'll get more people in here. How you doing? You want to try a few quick questions? YouTube Live? You're good? Okay. Have a good day. If you like this. Can't believe that first guy, though. No, I don't respect animals. Good gosh, bruh. Hi there. So talking to the guy. Second chance, guys. Come on. All right, I flipped the sign around. So it's like a different approach, right? So are you okay being on my YouTube Live, by the way?
Sure.
I'm on YouTube Live. My name's James, by the way. What do you guys think veganism is?
Just you don't eat like animal products.
Yeah, and that's completely accurate. It goes a bit deeper than that, but consequentially, it has to do with food sometimes. Consequentially, it has to do with clothes sometimes. Um,
Okay.
but do you have any pets? Do you guys have any pets?
I have a dog, 2 cats.
Okay, what are their names?
My dog is Ike, and my 2 cats are Sunny and Bert.
Oh,
So
I
yeah.
love those names. The best, one of the coolest things about doing this is hearing all these names. What about you?
I don't got
Okay, heard. But you respect animals, right? Like if you saw me or somebody else like taking it to town on a little dog over there, you'd probably step in and
Oh
say,
yeah.
"Dude, what the?" Okay, so we can agree, or you can agree, I guess, that animals have eyes to see, noses to breathe, brains, hearts, and families, and a subjective experience of their own kind of awareness. Um, what do you think about the animals we force into slaughterhouses?
Uh, yeah.
I know it's tough. I know that's tough, and there's a reason why it's a tough answer or a tough question to answer.
I, I think it's pretty sad.
Yeah, that's your heart, right?
Yeah.
Because most of us are vegan at heart. Like we're vegan at heart, but our actions don't say it. And we got people like this, like laughing at it while they walk by. Um, so you can come step up if you want, bud. Don't be scared. Um, so we're just doing an awareness campaign today,
Okay.
just to get it in people's heads that we don't have to do this. Do you guys think we need anything nutritionally from an animal?
Do we need nutrition?
Like from an animal?
I think there are nutritional benefits
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
From animal
Um,
products.
you can get a lot of stuff from an animal, but every single thing that they have, you can also get from plants. Because the reason they have those things is because they eat the plants. So in 2025, if we can get everything nutritionally from an animal, I've been vegan 12 years. My daughter's been vegan since birth. My wife, my sister, like a lot of my family. If we can get everything from plants, then what justifies us to keep doing this to them? What do you think? That's another tough question.
Good question. I guess. Uh, I mean, I think there's other alternatives. Like there's like good farms. Like I have a friend that. Well, I mean, like I know people that go to like like Amish farms and they like, do tours of the farms and they'll show them like this is how we treat the animals. I think there's definitely other alternatives. That's probably not the cheapest option for sure. It's probably a
Yeah.
little bit more expensive and a little less reasonable. But I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I would say there's better ways to do the wrong thing. Like, and I would paint an analogy here. Like, even if you're just doing it once a week or eating meat once a week or doing it in a better way, like if you're beating your wife in a certain way that's nicer, it's still beating your wife, right? Like, we hang these guys upside down, even if they're born and bred on grass-fed farms. They get hung upside down, and someone comes in, their throat wide open, blood and guts all over the floor, just for the sake of like something we're not going to remember in a week. So we have to take to heart our values to where we say, okay, I'm against animal abuse. You both said you're against animal abuse, but how much weight does that have when we're paying for that 3 times a day? you know, it's kind of an authenticizing yourself as a human being type of thing. And get this bonus, you get healthier. You get healthier. People, they can argue nutrition all day, but at the end of the day, consensus is going to have it that, you're not putting cholesterol, saturated fat, IGF-1, hormones, heterocyclic amines, TMAO, cortisol, I can keep going, all into your vessel when you can just eat plants instead. So I want you guys to think about that. If you can't, here's 2 cards. If you guys want to take, there's a speech on there. That speech made me vegan 12 years ago,
okay.
and it's not even like all it is compassion. That's all it is. It's the golden rule. That's all it is. If you have any kind of religion, it syncs with that. Any kind of political affiliation, it syncs with that because it's compassion. Any questions for me?
I
What
don't.
would stop you guys from going vegan?
Uh, I definitely don't think the way that the modern society does it is right.
Yeah.
But I'm a Christian. I believe the Bible. I believe God gave us animals to eat. I definitely don't think He in any way intended it for it to be the way it's
To get
done
to
now.
this point, right?
Absolutely not. I think it's horrible.
Yeah, yeah.
What would stop me? I don't know. I've actually considered in the past like trying to like I've actually considered it in the past, just because I think like I saw documentaries and stuff about the farms, and it's like it
Yeah.
really is like
Don't they hit? They hit
it's,
hard.
they do
It's like
hit.
watching the movie Saw or Hostel or any of those movies, right? And that's like not compassionate. Last time I checked, right?
No, it's definitely crazy. I mean, I don't know. I gotta look. I think I gotta look more into it.
Yeah, and I like what you said, and it's awesome to be a Christian. I myself am pretty like agnostic, but I'm definitely spiritual in a certain way, and I think that veganism syncs with Christianity hugely because I mean Jesus Christ was the most compassionate man that ever lived. I mean, if he was in 2025 and he had readily available vegan options, I don't think he's gonna say, yeah, I'm going to eat that grass-fed cow that had its whole family taken away. And they were created with eyes to see, sentience. Like they can feel pain. I don't think he would exact that kind of unyielding, merciless action on one of his children, for the sake of a yum yum or something you're not going to remember in a week. And I know it sounds, intense, but it is intense. And the whole idea of this little campaign is to spread awareness and get people thinking about these things because we're by design in the framework of which we abide. We are by design, by control narratives. They don't want us to think about these things because that they want the prophets to keep coming on in. But think about that because it syncs with Christianity 100%. I mean, I would even say it it's integral to Christianity. But I mean, who am I to say that? But compassion is where it all comes from. The golden rule. That's all it is living the golden rule. So, what about you? What would stop you from going vegan?
I mean, I don't like actively eat meat like every single day.
Yeah.
But as like he himself says, like I'm also like a Christian myself.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do believe like God did put like animals like on this earth for a reason.
Yeah.
But not like to the point where like they're like mass produced, that they would be like in
Yeah.
slaughterhouses.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of historical context that it can be weighed and kind of looked at now that we have all this bandwidth in 2025. And look at us, we're sending today. Did you guys see what happened in the morning? They sent Blue Origin up to space with like 4 females. It's like the first female-based mission. Like the tech that we have is incredible. We're going to go to Mars. We can evolve our actions to the point to where we're keeping peace amongst instead of this exacting violence every single day. Like it just doesn't need to happen. I know the Christianity argument it's tough because and you're very probably convicted Christians too, but I would contest that this would sync very ideally with Christianity, just as per the ethos, the golden rule. If God was here and he saw a carrot and he saw a pig, which one do you think he would pick?
To eat?
To eat.
I don't know. That's a good question because I mean, we're
We
talking
can't
about.
speak for. I'm sure you'd posture we can't speak for God. But what would you say? Would he pick the carrot or would he pick the pig? And in order for him to eat the pig, he would have to harvest said pig.
Right. I mean, I don't think he has anything wrong with killing animals. I mean, when you read the Bible, they offered sacrifices.
They did, yeah. But once again, historical context. I mean, and also there's current context too. In certain areas of the geography, there are Inuits that have to kill to survive. We can't judge them. That's justified. That's survival.
Right.
But we here. This ain't survival. I can go to Chipotle and get. I can build out a huge plant-based meal, and no one gets hurt. Yeah, sure. It's not completely absolved of all violence because we live in a non-vegan world. There are crop deaths. There are peripheral deaths. These are things that happen, but that's not a vegan problem. That's a non-vegan problem. In our context right now, we have everything available to us on a nutrition basis, and we can make 2 choices. The first one is to exact violence or to not exact violence, and it's very binary, very binary. So I'll leave you guys with that. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't think so.
It's definitely pretty thought-provoking, right? I mean, I think there are some things to critically think about. Because the longer we're not vegan, the longer we're just putting these guys, and these are God's creatures too, right? And we're putting them in these places. They're getting spit on, they're getting laughed at, they're getting sexually assaulted. I'm not saying every farm, but 99% factory farmers, this happens in factory farms. And then we're also being horrible to our fellow humans because the factory farm workers, they're going crazy. They're going home, they're beating their wives. So the violence is permeating. The domestic violence rates of factory farm workers eclipses like almost every work field in the U.S. And we don't have to. We just don't have to. So, what's your names, guys?
I'm Declan.
Declan? Oh, cool. Second
Yeah.
Declan I've ever known. I'm Jimmy.
Oh,
What's your name?
I'm Roy.
Roy, nice to meet you guys. Probably got to get to class, but if you have any questions, shoot. If not, check out the card. It's at least something that you owe to yourself to check out. And I appreciate you having the bravery to come back and say hi.
Sure, man.
You guys are awesome. Now, let's get that one guy that wanted to beat me up. Let's get him over here. You guys have a great day. You guys are awesome.
All right, man.
Take care. And yeah, think about it.
Okay.
Sign's going to blow over. So I feel like we were at a bit of an impasse there. I'll tell you, the Christianity, it's deep. Hey, VPM, how's it going, guys? Thanks. Hey, Vegan Stoner Lady. Thanks, guys. I thought it was a good interaction, but I don't know how. Thanks, Clara. I don't think it was a fruitful interaction just from my vibes, but they got cards, they got resources, they got interfaced with, me trying to spread some sound information. And I think that was a net success right there on that basis. How many people have you converted on the street? Tim Martz, we have no metrics for this. Tim Mars, all we can do is do the best we can by doing awareness campaigns like this. But I guarantee you, we're living rent-free in people's heads, to the ones that aren't changing, because it is a truth. And if there's a guy in here that I know, he lamented once about veganism, that the truth does not mind being questioned. Okay, so we're doing this because it's very hard to convince somebody when they've been lied to, compounded over compounded time. But we'll be out here, and we'll be increasing in numbers. We're on a college campus today, talking to students. Just talked to 2 students. Hi there, how are you? You want to try a few questions? 3? Okay, have a great day. All right, I got my vendor sign up. We got the police, campus police. Did you guys see that one guy that walked by? How's it going, buddy? How are you? This big guy walks by, and I said, laughing. And I said, you get some people that just walk by laughing. And then he said something else. And I said, hey, come here, join in on this. And the guy goes, fuck that, all loud. So I said, don't be scared, come back. And he was on his way. He just ran away. But maybe we'll get him to come back and get some good TV for you guys, vet out his concerns. I mean, all it is the truth, guys. How's it going, sir? You want to try a few questions? You want to try a few questions? Why aren't you vegan yet?
No, I'm good.
All right, have a great day. Yeah, but the thing is, Tim, there are no metrics. Like, how can you even have a system of metrics where you know how many people you've turned vegan? I don't see how that's even a real thing. This is just kind of something that's going to naturally change as time and space proceed. And the arc of history is on our side. Every injustice ends, my friend. Every injustice will end. So I'm just out here doing what I want to do with my time, and that's spreading awareness and kind of going with the arc of history. Hopefully you'll get there too, man. Maybe sooner than later. That'd be great for the animals. What's up, Lewis? What's going on, team? Okay, Nick, 31 bucks. Still will consume animals and animal products. Animal consuming troll, you're going to be left behind. In fact, to the tune of, you're going to be paying like an insane amount of money for your meat and cheese, milk and eggs. So if you favor financial equilibrium, then maybe think about going vegan, because the subsidies will tilt. They will beat and shift. And it's going to be a lot cheaper to get fruits and veggies in the future. The whole reason why everything's so expensive, whole food, plant-based vegan food, is because of the subsidies and how misallotted they are. Instead of going where they should go, they go towards the gluttonous endeavors of agricultural farming. It's getting a little windy out here, guys. That guy didn't expect me to call him out, did he? All right, the wind is officially kicking up. Where are the students at? I thought there would be more out here. Are they all on spring break or something? We might. All right, see if I can read and hold my sign from here. Can you maybe put the mic more towards the guys because it's sometimes pretty quiet? Yeah, those guys, I tried to prompt a little closer, Clara, but that was a toughie. They didn't get, I don't want to say, I mean, it's tough for me to like, hey, get a little closer. I guess I should do that right off the bat. So we got to get that done. So maybe I'll try to get them closer right off the bat. What's going on, buddy? You want to try a few quick questions? Why aren't you vegan yet? Oh, come on, man. Your heart disagrees with that, I guarantee you. Have a good day. He said he doesn't care. All right. Hopefully this wind calms down a little bit. Let's talk vegan recipes. Yeah. Let's talk vegan recipes, everybody. There's a ton of good ones out there. My favorite stuff to make is I like pasta. I like making burgers. I like making Chinese. My wife makes the best Chinese in existence, vegan Chinese. One of my favorite go-tos is just burger and fries. I'm a junk food vegan. I'm not 100%, like I will have my meals. You know, I know my wife might be watching right now, so I have to be consistent here. Can't embellish too much, but I mean, honey, you'd agree, right? That I do have, you know, beans and rice sometimes, and chickpeas, and you know, salad every once in a while. You know. But I do like to eat and I like food. And the coolest thing about being vegan, or about, you know, one of the cool things about being vegan is that you can still eat all the foods you like to eat and you can take your dollar out of the violence. It's a beautiful thing. But I like a lot of stuff. What's going on, guys? A few quick questions. Why aren't you vegan yet? Just 3. If you got 3 minutes. You want to try? All right, cool. So you're on my YouTube Live. Is that cool? I got YouTube Live rolling. My name's James. What do you think veganism is? Like, have you heard of it before? I'm sure you have.
Vegans is the person who is vegetable.
Yeah, vegetable. Perfect. Yeah, vegetables. You know, we don't eat anything from an animal, right?
Yeah.
And what it really is, when you go a little bit deeper, it's kind of a stance. It's a stance against violence. It's simple. It extends to sentient creatures. So sentient creatures being animals, like these guys have eyes to see, noses to breathe, hearts. They have families. So it's more of a stance than it is a diet. Of course, consequentially, it becomes a diet. It could become a diet, just like, you know, clothes. You know, we don't like to support fur, so consequentially, it has to do with clothes in that case. So my second question is, are you guys against animal abuse, like in general? Animal abuse. Would you say you're against animal abuse? Like if I had a dog over there, and somebody was beating up on the dog, right? Would you try to stop that person from doing that, right?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So your heart would say you're against animal abuse, right? And you don't want to see it.
Yeah.
So the third question is a hard question. How can we be against animal abuse if we're paying for that animal abuse 3 times a day, in terms of meat and cheese and milk and eggs? So what do you think about that?
Then maybe we can reduce the
Reduce?
it's maybe you can normally one day you can eat chicken, fish, or something like that to
I get where you're coming with the reduction. Let me piggyback a fourth question. Do you guys think that nutritionally that we need anything from an animal?
Me, I think yes.
Okay. What do you think we need from an animal?
Like protein,
Okay.
Everything I think.
Protein, you know, but where do the animals get the protein from? Like in general,
I think The the meat. nature.
from plants, right? From the plants. So they eat the plants, their bodies assimilate everything, and then it kind of proliferates into their body. And then when they get harvested, of course, they have said protein, right? But the whole thing that I'm trying to present is that we really don't need anything nutritionally. I've been vegan 12 years. My daughter's been vegan. My wife, my sister. We're all vegan, right? And for long periods of time. And there's a lot of misinformation that gets out there about how you can't be a healthy vegan. And all of that comes from industry, money, and business. So you can't take that seriously. But if we can get everything that we need from plants, then what justifies us continuing to they're pulling everybody over today. Why? Why? What justifies us to continue taking away their lives just for a meal? What do you? And I know that's a tough question.
That's a very tough
It's
question.
tough, right? It's tough. Well, that's why I'm out here today. I'm just trying to promote some awareness into, what we buy and what we support when we pay for meat and cheese and milk and eggs. Because behind the curtains of meat and cheese and milk and eggs, there is a lot of violence. And it's violence that you don't see
Yeah.
because they don't want you to see it. But dairy cows are raped. They turned around. A farmer goes into their anus, holds down their cervix, pumps bull semen into their vagina, all for the sake of milk that we're not even supposed to be drinking. And this is something we support with our dollar when we go to that cash register. What would stop you guys from going vegan?
Maybe the
Taste, habit,
convenience.
convenience.
And
Yeah.
the daily activity.
Yeah.
So we have more energy to do in every day. So we
Okay.
have to eat
Yeah.
chicken, meat.
And it's everywhere too.
Yeah.
Meat and cheese and milk and eggs, they're everywhere because only 1% of people are vegan. Only 1%. But that's right now. We have a chance right now to start making it 2%, 10%, 20%. And then you'll see vegan food everywhere. And I still eat, I was just telling the chat, I still eat meat and cheese and milk and eggs, but I eat the vegan version of. So I'll have a vegan burger. I'll have a vegan pizza. And I just find it. Wouldn't you say that just seeking those things out, if it takes a few extra minutes out of your day, is worth more than like taking the whole life of an animal? Energy wise, look at me, man. I'm 12 years vegan. I'm still, I'm working out. I run, I distance run. You don't need anything from an animal. What the movie Game Changers on Netflix, you got to watch that too, because that'll show you you don't need anything from an animal. These guys are bodybuilders. These guys are runners. They're triathletes. They're swimmers. Whatever. They're all vegan, and they show you. Do you guys get Netflix or have Netflix?
Yeah.
They'll show you that you can be absolutely healthier on a vegan diet. Not even just healthy, healthier on a vegan diet. So I'll float that to you guys. But just think about their eyes, and what they have to go through. That you can save them and take them away from that, and you can do it today. So did I give you guys cards yet or no? I didn't hear it. Take some of these. That's got a speech on it called "The Greatest Speech You'll Ever Hear." It's by a guy named Gary Yourofsky, and he goes deep into what I was just saying. And that speech actually made me vegan 12 years ago. It's a really, really good speech. And on the other side, you have some resources to help you with nutrition and just all kinds of other stuff, other questions that you might need answered. There's some resources on there. So, what are your names?
Tree.
Jerry, I'm Jimmy.
Thank you.
Thank you. What's your name?
Shake.
Shake, I'm Jimmy. Nice to meet you guys. Moving forward, just think about this. Every second that we're not vegan, we're going to be supporting putting these animals in slaughterhouses. So think about that. But you guys have a great day. There. Good one, guys. Oh my gosh, the wind is crazy. This is unbelievable. I got to come up with something that works. This cop is pulling people over. The second one he's pulled over here. Yeah. I think we have Paul Blart on campus. All right, hi guys. Everybody just getting here. What are we deep? How deep are we in? We're 80 minutes in. Oh, somebody made a donation. I'm sorry I didn't catch that. Thanks so much to whoever did that. That was sweet, and I'm happy to be here. Um, we'll see if we can get one more. We'll be out here for a few more minutes, and then we might call it kind of soon. I'm at 30% juice. What's up, buddy? You want to try a few questions? Oh my, okay, awesome. Okay, YouTube Live. I'm on YouTube Live. Are you okay with that? Sure. Okay, cool. My name's Jimmy. What's your name?
Amai.
Okay, nice to meet you. Do you know what veganism is? What's your definition?
Not eating meat, like
Yeah.
animal meat.
Okay, that's a big part of it. Big part of it, right? Not exactly the crux of it, though. I like to delve a little deeper and just mention it's more of a stance. It's more of a posturing, more of a resistance to control narratives when it comes down to it. It's saying, I don't want to exploit others. That's all it is. Kind of akin to the golden rule, right? My next question is, are you against animal abuse?
Yes, I'm against it. I don't
Right?
Yeah.
Reflexively, if you saw me kicking a dog over here,
Yeah.
or wrestling a dog, or somebody beating up on a helpless dog, you'd intervene, right?
Yeah. Like when I
Me
watch
too.
movies and I see like a dog getting hurt, I just don't like that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's your heart, right? So, like, you're already vegan at heart. Boom. That's your bellwether. You know you're vegan at heart because you care for, you see somebody behind those eyes, right? You know there's a somebody having a subjective experience of a life. My third question is difficult, and it's how can you be against something when you're voting for it 3 times a day? And that's the tough question.
I mean, I guess it just comes down to like, because eating meat does have its benefits.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the protein sources and everything like that. It's really just more of a lifestyle choice at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely protein. And the last 2 guys were here. I kind of postured, and you probably know, but where do you think the animals get that protein from?
Probably like the plants.
Exactly, right? So one thing right off the cuff, we can cut out a middleman in getting our nutrition off the cuff. The choice thing, I get it. One of the things that I'm very careful with when I'm presenting this to people is that I'm not trying to threaten kind of choice or freedom, right? But I want to kind of tilt people's perspective to see that when we pay for meat and cheese and milk and eggs, we are exacting a choice on a sentient being that has no choice. So we're putting them in a slaughterhouse for arbitrary means. So if that stance or that kind of sentiment you just put forward, to be really consistent with that, you'd have to be vegan because then you'd be yielding for their choice as well. You know what I mean? And that is something to ponder. But what would stop you from going vegan?
There's just a lot of good foods with meat.
Yeah.
I do enjoy salads. a
Yeah.
lot, but it's just hard.
Check this out, okay? You're talking to a junk food vegan right now. I was just telling them I'm a junk food vegan, okay? I eat meat and cheese, milk and eggs, but I eat the vegan version of. So instead of reaching for the cruelty-based meat, you can reach for the Beyond Burger, or you can find your brand. You can find whatever one you like and reach for that instead. Instead of reaching for some milk, you can reach for oat milk. But you were going to say something there, I think. Or I thought you were going to say something. Okay. So basically, I don't miss out on anything. I'm vegan 12 years. My daughter's vegan. Nutritionally, we need nothing from an animal. That argument's completely off the table. Moving forward, it goes to ethos. So now all it is an ethos. And 99% is the inertia right now. Since 99% of people aren't vegan. So we have to do these little awareness campaigns just to let people know what they're voting for, because many people like myself didn't know until I was made aware of it. And, like I was saying, I enjoy every single meal. What's your favorite meal? I bet you I can have a good vegan version of it.
I mean, I like pizza.
Oh, okay. I was just telling them about pizza. Yeah, like pizza is one of my favorites. Mod Pizza, you can go to Mod Pizza, hook up a vegan pizza, whatever you want. You want the vegan cheese? Maybe you don't want vegan cheese. You want meat? You got Beyond, I think, is there right now. You want to pile it up with veggies, hot sauce, buffalo sauce, barbecue sauce. Those are vegan. You can hook it up. You can find a way to have these things unbelievably tasting for you and not miss out on anything. But I mean, even if it wasn't that enjoyable, do you still think you know, even if you didn't really like how it tasted, do you still think it'd be worth abstaining from meat for the sake of the life?
You know, I have to really think about that question. You know, since
Yeah.
like eating meat's such like a big part of my diet personally,
Yeah.
I have to like take in consideration all the factors and how it would affect me personally.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Something to take stock of. But now I got it. Like maybe you'll think about it.
Yeah.
I want you to take this if you can. It's got a speech on it
Thank you.
called "The Best Speech You'll Ever Hear," and you know all your concerns could probably be answered with some of those resources on there. Um, but it all comes down to these guys, and you know also pairing our values with our actions because there's a big spread involved, right? Like when we have our actions, whatever, here and our values here, and to authenticize them, you know, the dollar is how you vote with your energy.
Yeah.
You know, that's the change you want to see in the world. Um, but I'll float that, you know, to you, and I'll leave you with, you know, until we go vegan, we just keep sending keep sending animals to slaughterhouses for us. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I'm good.
You're probably on your way. Hey, thanks for having the
Of course. Nice
bravery
meeting
to
you.
come over. Nice to meet you.
Have a good
And
one.
check out the resources. Take care. I'm back over here, guys. Wow, this is turning out to be a great day for talking to people. And we have had a lot of conversations today. Yes, everybody like and subscribe if you can. As I fumble everything. Hi, guys. Okay, as I'm just going to hold this sign because the wind is just blowing everything over now. Yeah, everybody like and subscribe. If you guys have questions, let me know. Um, proves that they have it better when they're cared for by ranchers. I'm sorry, but there's no care in unaliving somebody else. We can window dress that and we can obfuscate people left and right. But when it comes to the crux of the matter, you're not caring for anybody when you're hanging them upside down and slitting their throats. Sorry. Uh, Animal Consuming Troll says, I will continue to consume animals and animal products. Okay, buddy. We're in an impasse with you. Lewis. Yeah, enslaved is enslaved. You know, you know, let's not champion ranchers as some kind of heroes. It's definitely not true as far as what's happening on their actions basis. I mean, money. I'm going to champion somebody and think that they're doing better because they're raising grass-fed cows for money to make themselves richer. Excuse me, you're exploiting somebody else. Yep, tofu never screams. What's up, buddy? You want to try the questions? 3 quick questions. Heard. All right. Have a great day. All right. What? Ghost Aviator. This will be on live, or it'll be saved. You can retrace it and rewind it, and then listen to me again if you want. Whatever. 3 quick question, guys. Come on, real quick. All right. Have a great day. All good. All good. All right, Evil Steven. Catch you later. Oh, that's hilarious. I have to get that done too, Steven. Isn't that crazy that that sticker literally cost so much money? There goes a Cybertruck. Maybe he'll swing by. Cybertruck. Ghost Aviator, you're never going to convince a vegan that killing somebody is a good thing. Sorry. I'm sorry. There's just no way to kill someone. And don't give me that one bad day bull crap either. You're exploiting them. You're taking their life, everything from them, including their families. What's up, buddy? Want to try a few questions?
No, I'm busy.
All right. Heard that. Have a good day. But that's what I would say. John D says you still have to take life to eat. You just have to get to choose what kind of life you take. Why is conscious life deserving or preserving, but unconscious life isn't? Genuinely curious. What a great question. So, John D, we would operate from the stance of sentience there. So, sentience being the, an emerging property of a nervous system in a brain. So eyes to see, nose to breathe, a heart, a brain. So we know animals have this, but we know plants don't. And if you haven't heard the definition of veganism or you don't know what it is, just keep in mind it's not perfection. Me going around and living and breathing, I am killing things because I'm human. So veganism is not about perfection. But the least we can do, the bare minimum, as compassionate humans, is to not pay for systems of meat and cheese and milk and eggs, which is objectively, there's no subjective basis here, objectively better for life. So maybe you can ponder that. But I love plants. I love trees. They're intelligent. They're alive. And there's a lot about plants that we don't know yet. But we do know when we pay for systems of violence, like agriculture, that we are killing 8 times more plants than we would if we just ate the plants directly. For instance, a cow has an 8-to-1 energy conversion ratio. So it takes in 8 units of energy and it outputs 1. So we kill 8 times more plants. So if you're genuinely caring for plants, you're also vegan. Think about it. Think about it, John D. Your heart will tell you what to do. Your heart will tell you the right answer. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up. We have done about hour and a half out here. We've had some really good conversations. I'm hoping to create some good content out of this too. Please like and subscribe. Thanks, Clara. Everybody subscribe. Go, go, go. And I'll definitely be doing this again. I thought this was a very successful outing. And we reached some hearts and minds. We came to some impasses. We even had some guy curse at me. So, it's good TV, right? And look forward to being here in the next stream. I might just, if you guys like this, and let me know if you do, I might just do this every week up until school gets out, once a week, and just kind of plant myself here on campus and get these curious hearts and minds going. Great place to do outreach. Ideal place to do outreach in an educational kind of arena. So love you guys. We'll see everybody in the next stream. I'm signing out. Lewis, everybody here, you guys are awesome. Thanks for showing me up with support. And everybody have a great day. It's actually a beautiful day here. I don't know. Keep me posted. Let me keep you guys posted. I may go live sooner than you think. Again. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Everybody go vegan. Vegan for the animals, baby.